All right, guys, welcome back. Season 2 of the podcast. Took a little bit of a break over our winter break, but now we're back. Season 2, better than ever. We got the Super Bowl coming up. NBA trade deadline just ended, so there's a lot to talk about. It's gonna be a new season, and we're excited for it here at Empty Stats, and hope you guys join us all the way through. Joined by me today are my co-hosts Evan and Will. How are y'all doing today?
What up, everybody? Welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Our Twitter group chat was popping off today.
Yeah, big day in the association with the trade deadline today.
But we are
all of us affected because of the Dallas Mavericks.
True. Also true. Sad times.
But wild deals. We will be going through all of them throughout the duration of the show. But first off, and most importantly, because if you're new to this podcast, I am a diehard Rams fan, and we are in Super Bowl 56 on Sunday. Very nervous. Kind of shocked that they made it. I really didn't think we were going to beat the 49ers, but pulled it out. And I have a lot of confidence going into the game. I try and not be a homer a lot of the time because I know most of the time it'll backfire and blow up in my face. So I make sure to kind of stay conservative with my takes. If you are a previous listener of the show, you know, even when we made those big trades for Von Miller and Odell Beckham, I even said, I think it was literally the episode before the 49er game. And I even said, like, I don't even think we're going to win the game. And I was correct. So I'm excited. I think we're going to win.
That's good. I do too. And if it matters.
Obviously, I don't think it's a hot take for me to say that. But I don't know. I don't think it'll be a blowout. I think the Bengals will make it a competitive game. But I say the Rams win 27-20.
I want to complain about a close game. Say that.
I think the Bengals are going to keep it close for a while. I feel like it's going to be a game where the Rams are outplaying them, but can't convert, and the Bengals like kind of stay in it for a while. It'll feel like a game where the Rams have like outplayed them the whole game, but they just can't pull away. That's usually how they play in these big games. I mean, we almost blew it versus Tampa. So as you can see, if you're watching on YouTube, as you can see, we have our depressed Mavericks fan on duty reporting for service after today's shocking news of Kristaps Porzingis being traded to the Washington Wizards.
We'll get into that later. We don't got to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
Also, aren't the NFL awards tonight or something like that?
Yes, NFL honors are tonight. Any quick predictions? Any quick hot takes?
Well, I think Micah Parsons should be a lock on defensive player of the or defensive rookie of the year.
I was gonna say, wait a minute.
Yeah, Watts.
Yeah.
Watts depoy.
Watt's got to be depoy, and it's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt my Watt narrative, and I'm gonna be mad.
All right, MVP. Who do you got?
It's got to be Rodgers. I feel like
I'm going Rodgers as well.
Rodgers MVP. Rodgers MVP. Cup Offensive Player of the Year. Watt Defensive Player of the Year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Chase Defensive Rookie of the Year. Parsons Coach of the Year. They voted before the Super Bowl, so it's probably not going to be Zach Taylor. Vrabel probably because he got the Titans the 1 seed. I'd guess. Okay. I'd probably guess Vrabel.
Although I have seen some people saying MVP is going to go to Brady.
Like there is an argument for Brady, but I feel like you know,
I think it's more narrative based than
with how the regular season played out. I feel like Rodgers made a better case for it. And I'm not going to make the biased case for Cup being MVP because I know it's not going to happen. So there's no point in me doing so.
It is
Offensive Player of the Year is just fine.
It is a QB's award.
Yeah. Even if he broke the receiving records, I don't think he would have gotten it still.
I mean, he had the Triple Crown, so.
Yeah, but
I think if he breaks the records, he might get it. But then again, Rodgers did have a good ass year.
Yeah. I don't know. Especially for wide receiver, it's tough.
Oh, I fucked it up.
But I've heard like people say that they should like change the MVP into like an overall like most outstanding player, something like that.
That's just not how it's gonna go.
But MVP is never gonna work that way.
Nope.
Like the Heisman in college football too.
I don't know. I feel like that has kind of flaws with it too.
Yeah, I would say it always goes to like QB, running back,
like
receiver, or almost always a QB too.
Yeah, I have my problems with Heisman voting this year. Not that I disagreed that Bryce Young won it. I was fine with that, but I felt like Will Anderson deserved more votes than Aiden Hutchinson. So that's all I gotta say.
Will Anderson is insane.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, real quick, as an OU fan, how you feeling going into next season?
Tough off season, man. Kind of going through honestly, it. Love the Venables hire. Absolutely love the Venables hire. I think he's going to be a good coach. I was kind of shocked that we got Gabriel. Kind of didn't see him coming. Was not shocked that Williams left. Was a little bit shocked he went to USC, but also not at the same time. I think it kind of makes too much sense for him to go to USC. But it is what it is.
Yeah. We'll see what happens. But that contract details he got, nobody could pass that up.
Exactly. I don't blame him for leaving at all.
Yeah.
Like, was it a little bit shady? Yes, but I don't blame him for making a decision that was rightfully the right one.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's our limited college football talk for a long time.
College basketball. Though,
yes, we need college basketball talk, especially with March coming up. So,
UNT.
Done with March.
Yes, shout out to the North Texas Mean Green basketball team. Rank us second best defense in the nation. Only behind the Texas Longhorns. Hook 'em because they beat Kansas the other night.
I mean, I think we deserve at least 25, 24 ranking.
I think, it's going to take like other mid-majors to fall off a little bit. I know Murray State is ranked right now. But, should keep winning. We'll see.
Yeah.
Just got to win the conference. Yeah. Ranking doesn't matter.
Ranking
doesn't matter if you can't win the conference. So,
yeah. If we win out the rest of the season, I think we win the title, regular season title or something.
Yeah.
So we get that one.
Yeah, regular season will be huge. Kentucky's been playing great as of late. That's huge. Ranking number 5 right now.
Iowa State basketball is kind of not falling apart.
Kind of falling off a little bit. Y'all cannot score the basketball to save your life. Nope. Unfortunately.
Our offense is terrible, but I'm hoping we make a push in March.
Hey, it's a promising start. It's way better than last year.
Yes, way better. I had no expectations for us to be anything.
Way better than last year.
Us to get to rank 9, I'll take that any year. But our offense is terrible. Speaking of basketball, me and Aiden are doing some intramurals.
I was recently offered by Aiden. He proposed to me an idea for me to come and watch said intramural games, and I said no, thank you.
So let me get to a story here. So we're pulling up, and Evan's first shot. It's an elbow, a little bit inside the 3. Right corner.
It was a 3.
Oh, okay. barely a 3 in the right corner. I see him shoot it with that janky ass jump shot that he's got, and I was like, "Oh shit!" He shot the ball because we were like 5 minutes into the game, and right corner. It's the closest to the basket of the 3, and it's about 4 feet short. and hits the side of the backboard on the bottom right corner. The people upstairs were calling Evan every name they could think of on the other opposing team. And I was just sitting there like, oh. And
Hey,
everyone from Evan's frat got real quiet.
Hey, but my second
good.
shot.
That's good.
Good. My second shot.
The second shot rimmed out on you. It wasn't a bad shot. It just didn't go in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It was
fun. As soon as I shot it, I was like, oh no.
Yeah. It was the ugliest jump shot I've ever seen into a pretty good shot. The second one that just didn't fall.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want that to happen.
We got the dub. 16-15 in a 40-minute game.
Yep.
Yeah, thank God I denied that offer.
Hey man, it was a good time. I can't lie, it was a good time.
Wow.
Yeah, you should have seen it was just like the entire.
No, I should not have. I should not have seen that. No, thank you.
Anyway, we have anything else Super Bowl related? Super Bowl MVP. Who do you think?
It's interesting. There's two different ways I can go about this pick. So I'm a Madden Ultimate Team junkie, right? So like I'm playing Madden Ultimate Team all the time, and I got this bundle that gave you a 99 overall card for whoever is the Super Bowl MVP. So this matters. This matters. Obviously, I'm hoping that it is a Rams player because I do have a Rams team. So I don't know. Probably, I'm assuming Stafford. Probably it's gonna be Stafford. It's gotta be Stafford. It's probably Stafford, Cup. Low-key kind of hope it's Aaron Donald. That'd be very cool. Von Miller would be cool. I mean, any Rams player would obviously make me happy because that means we won.
Sure.
So I'm not going to name any Bengals because I don't want to see them having Super Bowl MVP.
If the Bengals win, it's going to be Joe Burrow.
It's going to be Joe Shiesty, and there's no other option.
I know. White boy of the year 2022. Joe Burrow.
Eli Apple, maybe.
Imagine. I would love to see Eli Apple's Twitter timeline after the night after he won Super Bowl MVP.
That man would.
Oh, that would wreck Twitter.
Oh yeah, he's got to be one of the most blocked sports accounts in the world right now. So Super Bowl this Sunday. Will, you got any money on the game? Is that something that you're participating in?
No, I'm not a betting man. I'm not very confident in, myself whenever I believe in whatever I want to believe.
Sure.
Usually never goes my way. So
sure.
No, don't put money down. Maybe I'll make some FanDuel lineups,
Right. Naturally.
A little shot in the dark. We'll see. We'll see.
So are we ready to switch over to the trade deadline or?
I mean,
yeah.
Pack day. Right. Pack
yes, it
day.
Is. So the first trade that is worth mentioning that we haven't covered is Cam Reddish, which was like 3 months ago. Cam Reddish is now in New York doing jack diddly shit. So that's all I have to say.
Cam Reddish. I love how the trade deadline today is answering so many questions from our very first podcast.
Yeah.
It is.
And we don't have to speak on Ben Simmons rumors anymore. I'm so happy now. We no longer have to speculate about Ben Simmons trade rumors anymore.
So the next trade that's worth mentioning is Norman Powell going to the Clippers in exchange for, I think it was Eric Gordon and a high school kid.
Eric Gordon, he's on the Rockets.
Eric Bledsoe, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say, speaking of Eric Gordon, I was surprised he wasn't dealt today.
He was not dealt. No one on the Rockets except for the lower end guys. Not lower end. What's his name? Daniel Tice was traded. Only Rocket moved, weirdly enough. Yeah. So
didn't they get Schroeder too?
Yeah, they got Schroeder for Daniel Tice.
Nice.
No.
I like Powell to the Clippers. I'm interested in that the Clippers are still trying to kind of go for it a little bit. I mean, they are the 8th seed. They're a game ahead of the Lakers. Paul George will be back at some point before the playoffs.
Right. And there was no reason for them to tank because they don't have their first round pick this year.
Yeah.
So they want to win as many games as physically possible. And Norman Powell's on a somewhat long-term contract, and he's getting a lot of money. However, this is a really good pick going forward. So the full trade was Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow, Keon Johnson, and a future second-round pick to the Trailblazers for Norman Powell and Robert Covington. So everyone on Twitter was blowing up that the Blazers just sold the trade, which they kind of did. Kind of an L trade for the Blazers.
Yeah, it felt very desperate. Like it seemed like they were just trying to get something on the table, and it seemed like that was like, oh, that's like the best we can come up with. So might as well take it. And of course, they got NBA. They got everybody's favorite player to trade for in 2K, Robert Covington.
Rocco.
Endless potential, Robert Covington. So like on paper, the roster isn't horrible. Like where they're standing right now is the 8th seed. Like they'll probably hover around there for the rest of the season. So I mean, Clippers are probably lock for a play-in.
Yeah, I think so too.
If they get George back, and if he's able to perform like half of what he was doing before he got hurt, like that's a kind of an interesting roster.
I think Paul George is probably
they haven't rolled Kawhi out yet, so you never know.
I think they're probably just going to be both out for the year. So if you had to give a letter grade to the Clippers and to the Trailblazers for this trade, I'm going to give the Blazers a C because it really depends on what they do in free agency.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll give the Clippers a B+ because I think they didn't really trade anything away and they got a 20-point per game score. But I don't know what they're going to do with Robert Covington. I kind of thought they'd flip him. They didn't.
Yeah, I'm kind of around there. Like Blazers didn't really win this trade at all. Clippers got in a fit, like they got a score out of it. So yeah, probably like a B for them. Eric Bledsoe wasn't really doing anything for them anyway.
Nope.
So yeah, I guess getting Powell there and the Blazers. Yeah, I do not know what's going on in Portland.
Do you think Dame asks out if they strike out in free agency?
I don't know. And it's tough.
Striking out for them is like not replacing.
I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of got to depend on what they do in free agency, but it's like I don't know who they can really lure in.
A lot of people that I've been seeing is that they offer the absolute bag to DeAndre Ayton and pray for him to take it on the qualifying offer. That the Suns don't match it because they don't want to pay him, and he just gets a boatload of money, which would be cool. But I don't know if that's enough to keep Damian Lillard around.
Yeah.
Sure,
especially now that they let go of CJ.
Yeah.
I feel like the writing might be on the wall soon.
What'd you say, Evan?
I said, I don't even know if Ayton's going to want to leave.
There was rumblings about him kind of wanting out because of the money and the financial situation because they didn't get paid last season or this last off season. And he was looking for a rookie max. They didn't give it to him. So we'll see. The next big trade was Karis LeVert to the Cavs. This was a long time coming. The Cavs always wanted to get Karis LeVert, and the Pacers got a pretty good haul for him. So it's not a whole lot to speak on there.
Yeah, big win for the Cavs, though.
The next big trade was CJ McCollum going to the Pelicans. What are we feeling about CJ McCollum in New Orleans?
I found it odd, but I mean, I guess the Pelicans are like kind of going for it. I don't even know what they're going for. Like they're still contending for a play-in spot no matter what,
which is super sad.
But I guess they're kind of looking for next year. Like McCollum still has years on his contract, right?
Yeah, he still has a couple of years left on his contract, so he'll be in.
So, I mean, they're really just banking on Zion's health right now. It's like they have the pieces.
Over, under.
And they're playing decently well right now. Like, I know, there's been a lot of talk about the Pelicans recently where it's like they've been able to turn around a bad start.
Hey guys, there's 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, and Luka Doncic has 19 points. I'd like to just say that.
Yeah, we're playing the Clippers. What'd you expect?
Yeah, true. He's on pace for 80.
Dude, Luka circles every Clippers game on the schedule every year.
He has to. Yeah, he's on pace for 80. Quick little side
Yeah,
note.
he's missed one shot and he has 19 points. Like, yeah, what else is new? But yeah, it's interesting. I like the Pelicans roster right now.
I don't
like
it's
the
pretty
Pelicans
roster
interesting
because it doesn't play defense. Herb Jones is going to be the only defender on that team.
Yeah, Herb Jones is a stud. Herb Jones
and Jonas
is a stud.
Valanciunas protecting the paint, maybe.
I'm surprised they didn't let go with Devontae Graham, though. I felt like he was a guy that they were going to trade off.
Devontae Graham was a guy I wanted the Mavs to maybe go after to help that second unit, but the Mavs ended up getting someone else.
We'll speak of the second unit later.
Yes.
I'll rate it a B for the Pelicans. For the Blazers, what did they get back?
So the Blazers gave up CJ McCollum, Larry Nance, and Tony Snell, and they got back Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Tomas Satoransky, Didi Lozada, and a future second-round pick.
Okay, so Satoransky and Alexander Walker were both dealt in separate deals after that. So they pretty much just got Josh Hart out of it.
And a first and a second.
First and a second for McCollum.
Or two. It says 2 future second-round picks. So a first and 2 seconds.
A first, 2 seconds, Josh Hart for McCollum, Tony Snell, and who? Larry Nance?
Larry Nance.
But I think Larry Nance is hurt right now, though. So
he is. He's out for a pretty considerable amount of time. It seems like.
So pretty much CJ McCollum for Josh Hart, a first and 2 seconds. Interesting, but I think the Blazers got a decent return on it. I mean, like a first-round pick doesn't hurt.
Right. Any draft capital they could get for CJ McCollum, who just a couple of weeks ago was viewed as a negative trade asset. And they got Josh Hart, which is a guy I really like. He's on, if I had like an all-star team of like favorite players of mine, he'd be on there. I think he's really great. He's a good guy to fit next to Dame. So I'll give the Pelicans a C, and at the time I was going to give the Trailblazers a B+, but because they dealed Nickeil Alexander-Walker for seemingly nothing, I'll give him a C.
Yeah, I guess I would lower the Blazers grade down since they kind of like seamlessly turned around 2 other pieces out of it. So I guess they kind of does bring down the value a little bit, but I was just going to get just like a B deal all around.
I don't understand the point of trading a young point guard like Nickeil Alexander-Walker for Joe Ingles.
Yeah.
Then Evan, Tyrese Halliburton, Iowa State, dealt to the Pacers in what has to be the weirdest trade of the trade deadline. Actually, probably the second weirdest.
This hurts, man. This hurts.
You sent it in the group chat. I was like, I didn't think you was going to get.
This hurts, man.
So the reports of the Kings making a trade for Domantas Sabonis were a long time coming. They were in trade talks with Ben Simmons. And this seems like a package to get Ben Simmons more than a package to get Domantas Sabonis. Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson feels like a Ben Simmons level trade instead of a Domantas Sabonis level trade to me.
Yeah, I don't feel like Sabonis fits the talent level of that package. It's like, yeah, he produces well on offense, but he doesn't play a lick of defense.
Yeah, especially
like he is an all-star caliber player. Like he will be productive for them, but right. I just feel like this one wasn't the right deal to include Halliburton in. And 2, if you're going to deal Halliburton, you might as well try and get like a really big asset for him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
or if you really believe in Halliburton, then trade Fox.
That's kind of where I was. I thought that this year Halliburton has been better than De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Now, Domantas Sabonis is the best player involved in this trade currently. So the Kings get the best player, but the Indiana Pacers get what's probably going to be the best player and who can be a championship level point guard on your team. Maybe not the first or second option, but probably the third option on a championship team. So I'm just really...
It's a really confusing trade. And I like it for Indiana.
Luke is on pace for 100. He's got 25.
Hey, here goes another one. Oh my God, he has 20. Wait, was that for 25 or is that for 28?
Probably 25.
It's 33-23 right now.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
So he has 25?
Yes.
Okay, so I just saw the 3 that made it 25 points. Okay. Jeez.
Oh, no, he has 28 now.
Man, tickets for this game were $4.
Luka Doncic has 28 points in the first quarter.
He has 28 points.
Oh, no, the shot I saw was for 25 points. So I guess he did hit another 3 to make it 28.
Sorry, we're going to take a little bit of a break right here.
Step back, and yep, there it is. Yeah, man. Yeah, stop playing. Bro, Luka has more points than the Clippers right now.
Does.
Are we driving to Dallas? Is this game at home?
Yeah.
It is a dome, yeah.
Yes, it is a home game. Yeah, Luka has more points than the Clippers right now.
All right. Anyway, where were we? Halliburton. The weird thing is that Halliburton and Malcolm Brogdon are kind of very similar players in my eyes. Both really good shooters. Malcolm Brogdon was 50, 40, 90 like 2 years ago. Good facilitators. They're kind of the similar player. So if you keep Malcolm Brogdon around the offseason, he kind of mentors Tyrese, but we'll see what that turns into.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, I think the Pacers walk away on top because they do get Buddy Hield, who is debatably like the second or third best shooter in the league right now. You get Tyrese Halliburton, who's a young star in the making, it seems like. And you only really gave up Domantas Sabonis, who didn't fit with Miles Turner anyway. So I'll give the Kings a D+, and I'll give the Pacers an A-.
Yeah, really bad deal for the Kings. Really don't know. They said that they're going to try, like they're going for it. Why? For what reason? Like there is no, they are 2.5 games back of the 10th seed in the West.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's the bar. I know they haven't made the playoffs in 16 years, but man, that's the bar. The 10 seed at an under 500 record. Man, they're 15 games under 500. Talking about, man, yeah, we're gonna go for it, man. That's embarrassing, man.
They did bad for so long that making just the play-in game for them is going to be
so embarrassing.
It's not a good look, but it's probably what's going to happen. This motherfucker Luka really has 28 points in a quarter. Quit playing with my boy.
What's his? He hasn't had 50 in a game, has he?
He's never had 50. I think his high is 42.
This has got to be it.
He's on pace for 50 at halftime. Yeah,
this has got to be it. Game. What if this is the game? What if he scores well, he just missed a free throw, so probably not now. But
he's gonna be at 99 now.
Yeah, it's gonna be the free throws that get him.
The Jazz trade for Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Not a whole lot to talk about there.
It's a goal bigger for them. Kind of sad that they traded Ingles though.
Yeah, I mean Joe Ingles was out for the year.
Yeah.
So I wasn't super surprised, but we'll get into the big deals and we'll get those out of the way. And then if we want to, we can talk about some of the smaller ones. So the biggest deal of the trade deadline undoubtedly was James Harden going to the Philadelphia 76ers in return for Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and Ben Simmons. And I think they also threw in a first-round pick and a second-round pick, both heavily protected. I personally think that the Brooklyn Nets walked away from this trade so much better than they walked into the trade.
Yep. They totally agree with you. The Nets
The
Nets knocked it out of the park here.
Yeah, for a person
by far.
For a player that doesn't want to play for your team, you got arguably the second best shooter in the league. You got arguably the best rebounder in the league, and you got arguably the best defender in the league.
And forgot to mention Seth Curry now is like good depth for when Kyrie doesn't play.
Right. And you
Like
still have Joe Harris
Seth
coming
Curry.
back.
Seth Curry, honestly, to me, is like as valuable like as for them getting Ben Simmons in this deal. Like I feel like Seth Curry is going to be
Seth
so
Curry
good
is
for
going
them.
to be great. Yeah, when they get Kevin Durant back and all of them, I think they just retooled enough where, depending on how Ben Simmons and when Ben Simmons comes back, he is going to be the
I'm
player
like
that they have
really
strived
curious to see how Simmons works. I'm just excited to see him like play basketball again. Like I'm just
Yeah.
kind of excited to see like what the reaction is, like see how he actually plays.
So,
But like who even knows when he's gonna play again?
He's traveling with the team tomorrow to Miami. That doesn't mean he's going to play. He probably won't. He's probably going to take a week or two to get back into shape, because it sounds like he's out of shape from what I can tell.
Yeah, definitely like game shape.
Yeah.
Because like what? He doesn't practice at all.
He has been practicing. He's been he's been not traveling with the team, but he's been in gyms, according to, was it Brian Windhorst? It was somebody, but he's been going to gyms at night alone. So take that as you will.
Man's just trying to hoop in silence, you know.
Well, people were like videotaping him, and he didn't want to, so whatever.
Yeah.
So my main concern,
let the man figure it out.
For the 76ers is now you have James Harden and Joel Embiid on the same court. Do you guys have any concerns about Joel Embiid and James Harden playing together?
I'm excited to see how it'll work out. I think the Sixers won in the fact that they got to keep Maxey and not Halliburton and Thibault. I know that it was reported that the Sixers weren't going to do the deal because Thibault was like the main factor in why Philly didn't want to do the deal. So
right.
I guess that the Seth Curry and Drummond sacrifice, maybe hurt them a little bit, but keeping Maxey, keeping Thibault, Tobias Harris is what you will, but that's still a very like competitive lineup. I think they're going to be.
If nothing else,
I think they're going to be fine. I think it'll allow Joel Embiid to take a backseat a little bit, which will be good for the Sixers, because that'll allow Embiid to not, that'll hopefully keep him healthier, where he's not having to do as much.
The only main really concern that I have between the two is that this team before lived and died with Joel Embiid, and I feel like this team now is going to live and die with James Harden. I feel like James Harden, especially with Daryl Morey being in the front office, is going to come in and not run the team, but he's going to be the ceiling of the team more than Joel Embiid is going to be the ceiling of this team. So I like the deal, but I'm not convinced that it's going to work out. It's kind of like the Russell Westbrook deal in my mind. Joel Embiid is significantly better than Westbrook, but I'm just concerned of how this is going to work. Now, granted, we've never seen James Harden with a center of Joel Embiid's talent.
Yeah, Dwight Howard is not Joel Embiid.
Right, and James Harden is probably, and Dwight Howard is probably the best center James Harden has played with.
Mm-hmm. Easily.
Except maybe like,
because his center in OKC was I think Kendrick Perkins. And not even Steven Adams. I don't know who his center was in Houston in 13, but Howard was there 14 through 15, 16, something like that.
Right.
Then Capella, then
Robert Covington,
PJ Tucker.
Yeah, PJ Tucker, Robert Covington.
PJ Tucker, and then whoever his center was last year on the Nets.
Nick Claxton.
Yeah, Claxton, Blake Griffin. I don't know.
Anyway, so
I
just wonder how that deal's going to work out for them. That's also the biggest thing. What are you saying?
Side note, I know some girls who are at the game tonight right now.
Good for you.
The random night.
Good for you.
Oh, damn, Evan got hoes, huh?
Congratulations.
Evan got the women.
You got bitches, bro?
Dude, you get women? Chicks? This is a married man over here. He can't hear this.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so that's the biggest trade. If I have to give, I'll give the Nets an A, and I'll give
Nets
the 76ers
Nets are a definite A.
an A.
I mean, I
I'll
still
give
give
both
like the
teams an A.
Sixers an A. I mean, both teams
Yeah.
win here.
Yeah, there is no loss to trading this
Yeah.
trade.
Like Sixers now finally don't have to worry about Ben Simmons anymore.
But what if Ben Simmons doesn't
And honestly, give credit to the Sixers for waiting this thing out, and they got James Harden for Ben Simmons. When like in October, when everybody was like urging the Sixers to make a move, and nobody of James Harden's caliber was getting named in potential deals.
I was like CJ McCollum.
Yeah, I mean, like Malcolm Brogdon and like Sabonis, and I don't even know who else was brought up in deals in like October for Ben Simmons. But I mean, like, give credit to Morey. Like, he waited this thing out and he got his guy. Whether it'll work out or not, who knows?
So does this change your outlook on the Eastern Conference as who is the favorite?
No, I still like Milwaukee.
I now like the Brooklyn Nets if KD comes back and healthy, and if Kyrie either gets vaccinated or is allowed to play home games.
I have more confidence in Milwaukee because of the reasons that you just mentioned. I feel like the Nets still will have a bunch of question marks. Who knows how Simmons is going to play? Kyrie Irving has his vaccination thing, so he can't play road games. Or no, he can't play home games, right?
Right.
That's the thing.
Can't play
home games. Kevin Durant, injuries with Durant and all that. Like, I feel like the Nets will probably have some sort of question mark hanging over their head coming into the playoffs. And I feel like the playoff run by the Bucks last year have now given me confidence in Milwaukee, where I feel like, they can kind of beat any team on any given day, especially whenever they have Holiday, Giannis, and Middleton in the lineup. Like,
right,
they're unguardable.
All right, the second biggest trade of the deadline. The tweet that broke the world. Adrian Wojnarowski, the Mavs are trading Kristaps Porzingis to the Wizards for a deal packaged around Spencer Dinwiddie, sources tell ESPN.
Is this the second biggest deal at the deadline?
I would imagine. I don't know. What's the second?
I'm trying to think.
I'm thinking of the deadline,
you
as
probably
being
are
today.
right, honestly. Yeah.
The deadline being today. Like, if it was the whole deadline, the second biggest would probably be Halliburton.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, second biggest was Halliburton. But I'm assuming if you're talking about like today in general, then yeah. Yeah, I guess KP's deal was the second biggest of the day. Wow. One of my favorite things about the deal, I saw this tweet. This guy was in the sandwich shop. KP was in the sandwich shop getting a sandwich, and he got the call that he got traded. He had to walk outside and answer the phone, and they came back, got a sandwich, and left. But he was at East Hampton Sandwich Company, and I love that place. So shout out to KP. He knows a good spot.
Well,
and I wish him the best. I wanted to believe in him. And he was playing really well this year. It really sucks to see him go, but it was the right move. Was it a good trade? No, it was not. Okay. But the idea of trading Porzingis was the smart idea, in my opinion.
Hey, now that he's gone, Luka's dropping 28 in the first quarter.
True. All right, I'm about to sound off for a solid 5 minutes because I was sitting here.
Yeah, Aiden has more takes on this than I do. My take on it is I'll just wait out and see. I just want to give it a chance. We'll see.
All right, my turn. Kristaps Porzingis. I was sitting here on my phone refreshing Twitter because I know the trade deadline was coming up. There was about 5 minutes left. 25 minutes left. Mavs haven't made a move. I'm like, all right, maybe we don't do anything. And I got really sad because I wanted the Mavs to shake something up. And then I first see that Spencer Dinwiddie is heading to Dallas. Okay. Spencer Dinwiddie is a guy I wanted the Mavs to go get last free agency when he was available. I liked him as a backup point guard. I thought Jalen Brunson should have been starting and Tim should have been coming off the bench, but who cares?
I was in my visual communications class today for like the final 2 hours of the deadline, and I saw the first tweet. I remember that. It was like the first tweet said Dinwiddie to Dallas, and I was like, oh, great, we got Dinwiddie. And then it was followed up by whoa, just like, oh yeah, Kristaps going to Washington. I was like, man, what?
So yeah, and then I get the Woj tweet of KP to Washington. I was like, okay, that's weird. And then my mind was like, okay, we're getting Rui Hachimura or we're getting Daniel Gafford. They just traded Montrezl Harrell, so Montrezl Harrell's off the table. But we're going to be getting another guy, maybe Denny Avdija, who was my favorite prospect in that draft class. And we ended up getting Davis Bertans. I was like, oh, okay. Well, let's see what kind of draft capital we got back. We sent a second-round pick.
Yeah. Okay. Where's the draft capital? Oh, okay. We're giving them the draft capital. Gotcha.
I was like, oh, okay. So then I was like, okay, so we're going to flip one of these two guys for Rashawn Holmes or Miles Turner? Nope. Yeah, not super thrilled about the deal. I was on the train of I'm good with trading KP. I thought we could get a lot more for him. I went on Twitter and had a good conversation with my friend Eric back from high school. Shout out to Eric if you're listening. When I saw Domantas Sabonis get traded for Tyrese Halliburton and Buddy Hield, I was like, oh, okay, so there is a market out there for active power forwards. And while KP is not on the level of a Domantas Sabonis, I was thinking that we could have gotten a Buddy Hield and maybe a Marvin Bagley if we were going to do the Kings trade. And we ended up getting just what seems like pennies on the dollar for the guy.
Especially for how he's performing this year. Like, yeah, he's missed games this year, which has been frustrating. But when he's on the floor, this is the best he's played in years.
Right.
And I really felt like, one, he could have been an all-star. And two, that, yeah, the trade package, the return could have been so much better.
Yeah. It seemed like a deal that you do to prepare for another deal.
Yeah.
You free up cap space, you get a couple of players, and you get draft capital to flip in another trade. And none of that happened. We didn't save money. I just don't like this trade. Davis Bertans last year was, I think, the most efficient 3-point shooter in the league for a period of time. I mean, he was 6 foot, like 10 in shooting above 40% from three. So I was like, okay. But this year he's not doing that. Spencer Dinwiddie is not a good shooter. I wanted Mo Bamba. I wanted Miles Turner. I wanted Yusuf Nurkic. I wanted Rashawn Holmes. I really wanted Buddy Hield. I wanted Joe Harris. And it just seems like we didn't get anything above like a bench player for our fringe all-star.
Yeah, we traded Porzingis for a sixth man and a bench forward who we already have like 3 of.
Now, I think he's going to come in and be the best bench forward.
We have a go-to guy on the bench now, which like that's good, but not for Porzingis.
This seemed like a deal where we give Tim Hardaway Jr.
right
and like Frank Ntilikina instead of Kristaps Porzingis
and a pick,
which is the most confusing part of this trade.
We sweetened the deal for them.
Right.
Which is the wild part.
Maybe there's something I don't see, but
like it allows us, I guess, to extend Brunson. And the Mavs have legitimate interest in wanting to extend Brunson, which, I mean, why wouldn't they? But
these two contracts are more tradable.
We just extended Dorian Finney-Smith today on a great deal.
Great deal.
For $13 million for 4 years, per year for 4 years. It was 4 years, $52 million. Whatever Brunson's going to get. Dinwiddie does not have a great contract. Bertans does not have a great contract. But it gives us more flexibility for like a bigger trade in the offseason if we looked for it. There is flexibility there.
There is more flexibility. And I really do believe, no like bias in me, that Davis Bertans will come in and play better than he was in Washington, because no one in Washington is distributing the ball like Luka Doncic is. Now Spencer Dinwiddie, I always liked Spencer Dinwiddie, especially back in Brooklyn. So I'll wait to see what we do, but I don't understand giving up a pick. I don't understand not getting like Daniel Gafford or Deni Avdija, but whatever. I'm not a general manager.
Yeah, it is kind of tough for the Mavericks though, because they have a lot of money attached to players like Tim Hardaway Jr. and Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans, where it's like, yes, you have money to, you have expendable money, but it's not good expendable money, really.
And I saw Magic Johnson go on Twitter and say that this helps the Mavericks make a deeper playoff run. And while I don't want to believe it, I can kind of see where he's coming from, because I don't believe in KP to stay healthy for an entire playoff.
Exactly. That is also what people kind of don't seem to think about in that, is that like now there isn't that big cloud of Porzingis hanging overhead. The last 2 playoff series that we've lost to against the Clippers, it's all hung about, it's like the whole topic was like, oh, well, imagine if KP was healthy.
Right. So there's that.
Now the narrative is going to be, now we just don't have help.
Yeah. So I think Tim Hardaway Jr. gets moved in the offseason for probably nothing, which I'm fine with.
He's going to get shipped off to like San Antonio or some team
like
for like a second round pick.
That will go to Portland when Portland inevitably strikes out in free agency.
Right. Yeah. He's going to be dealt for, because he's like some team's backup option.
Yeah. I don't like this trade from the Mavericks perspective.
Now, it's like a fair gamble for the Wizards. It's like, why not?
The Wizards literally lose nothing in this trade.
Yeah.
And they get who,
like I mean, maybe Porzingis lures Beal to sign the Supermax next offseason. Who knows?
And Bradley Beal just had season-ending surgery, so that's something you have to talk about too. So he's out for the year. So I guess they're tanking for Chet.
What's their record right now?
They, ever since they started out as like the best team in the league,
they're 5 games under 500. They can't tank enough for the 2 pick. Maybe they get lucky in the lottery, but I mean, they're a game and a half back of the 10 seed. So they could luck their way into the play-in.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't. Yeah. Now, if Davis Bertans comes in and shoots 40% from the field, then I'm cool. Or from 3, then I'm cool. And if Spencer Dinwiddie,
I'm not a fan of it, but I'm gonna let it, do its thing. I'm giving it a chance. I'm giving it a chance because if winds up being good, it could be a good thing for us. So
I'll give the Mavs a D-, and I'll give the Wizards a B+.
I'll give the Mavs a C-. Wizards a B.
Evan?
I'll give the Mavs C+, Wizards B. I don't think the trade's gonna be as bad as like what you said, Aiden.
Why?
I think we should
Why do you say that?
out.
Why? Tell me what you like about Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie. Challenge me on this, please. Please tell me what you know about these two.
You know the answer. In 2K, I balled out with them.
You balled out with Spencer Dinwiddie in 2K.
David Bertans too. It's a mid-range.
Hey, all I gotta say is that the Mavericks should have done what I did on 2K in my GM. I'm currently up 2-0 in the second. Oh, actually, I muted my mic on accident.
TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, not surprised. I traded for Jeremy Grant because I'm smart. I traded for Jeremy Grant and Isaiah Stewart. I traded for PJ Tucker, Bojan Bogdanovic, Jeremy Lamb, and I think that's it.
Yeah, I would have been cool with that coming back. The biggest issue I have is Spencer Dinwiddie and Davis Bertans don't help our defense, and our paint defense with Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell is going to be bad. Now, Maxi Kleber is very good defensively, but I'm just not looking forward to us in giving up points in the paint.
All right, boys. 8:30. I gotta head somewhere real quick. But I'll just leave again, Aiden. I don't think it's gonna be that bad.
Yeah, you won't tell me why.
Because I don't know why.
What is it? Don't you have like basketball or something?
He's going to his girl's place.
Yeah.
Probably.
Gotcha.
But
I can put two.
I see what the priorities are. It's cool.
Hey,
it's cool. It's cool.
It's cool.
You do you.
You do you.
You do you, bro.
All right. Also, Luke hasn't scored anything. I don't know why he's not scoring right now.
Fuck, he's got 30.
What more do you want? We're winning.
He's not scoring.
We're winning by 12, and he has 30.
Can I kick somebody? Can I kick somebody from this?
Yeah, he is leaving. Maybe we can. Can I?
No, it's all right. Don't kick him.
Yes, I can. I can remove you from the Zoom call right now.
Say something Luka not scoring. All right, I'll see you.
Yeah. There we go.
He's got. What else do you want this man to do? Shooting 17%.
And Jamar Chase, offensive rookie of the year.
No surprise.
Shocker. Shocker.
I don't like it, man. I don't.
Yeah. Especially with like what else was out there and was obtainable. If we traded Kristaps for Miles Turner, I would have been fine. That would have been a move I would have been completely fine with trading Kristaps for.
I would rather have gotten Mo Bamba, Gary Harris, and Terrence Ross than Davis Bertans and Spencer Dinwiddie.
Yeah, it's a head scratcher for sure. It felt like a reaction. I don't even know if it was reactionary, but it's just odd. It's like I feel like the kid was there just nothing out there for KP?
It doesn't seem like it.
I wish the case.
I wish we knew
if this was the best they could do.
I would have rather just not done anything.
Right, brother. If that's the best you could do, just hold on to him at that point.
Yeah.
But I mean, even then, it's probably tough to sign Brunson at that point if you're keeping KP's contract on the books.
And if we were going to trade KP, I would have wanted to free up money, and we just didn't free up money. Yeah,
exactly. It's like if you're going to trade him, don't bring in worse contracts. It's like if you really didn't do yourself a favor.
That's the most puzzling thing is that we didn't get drafted. We didn't get money.
Yeah.
Were there any other trades that were like worth talking about in the same part?
This Mavs box score is hilarious, man.
Yeah, 32.
Luka has 32. The next highest is Dorian Finney-Smith with 5.
Well, he's also taken 15 shots, and Dorian's taken 2.
It's just hilarious box score. This is so funny.
One thing I do want to touch on.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like other NBA spiel.
I want to talk about
the NBA draft. The All-Star draft was tonight.
Yeah, you see
that was quality entertainment.
Yep, that was so funny.
That was great. We went from Rudy Gobert being the last one taken last year to him being taken so that Harden could be last.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Yeah, quality entertainment. Wholesome content of the week. Josh Hart and Nickeil Alexander-Walker sat courtside during the Pelicans game against the Rockets after being traded.
I'd like Josh Hart, man. I was hoping we could get him. I also hate saying that I wish, why didn't the Mavs make a run at that guy when we could have given them more? But this trade deadline's different because we could have done that, it seems like.
Yeah. what's it called? John Wall. The Lakers rejected Russ and a first for John Wall.
Yep. If you were the Lakers, would you have taken off John Wall instead of Russ with the way you've been playing recently?
I don't know if because
I also heard that it was first round pick.
I also heard the John Wall and Christian Wood for Russ and a first.
Oh, I would have snapped my fingers done that instantly.
Yeah. So what have I? Christian Wood allows you to stop playing old ass DeAndre Jordan.
Right.
Worthless ass DeAndre Jordan.
If it was just John Wall, I wouldn't have done it, but
I don't know. Maybe John Wall brings an aspect where, like, then LeBron gets more of a focus, AD gets more of a focus. I don't know. It would have been interesting. I would have been a fan because I'm a lifelong John Wall fan because he went to Kentucky.
Right.
And I had his jersey from his rookie year, and it's very cool. I believe it is still in my possession. I think it's in my parents' house.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I got it for Christmas when I was in like 3rd grade. Did not fit me at the time. Definitely doesn't now.
Too small.
I think. I forgot what size it was.
Micah Parsons, Defensive Rookie of the Year, unanimously.
God, we're geniuses. We are geniuses.
Man,
good pass. Dodo with the layup. I'm happy for Dodo. That was a good deal too. $13 million a year for him.
The good deal. Yeah, that was a good deal. And it's the only reason that I'm not like coming on here burning the place to the ground right now.
Yeah, the Dodo extension kind of helped seize the fire a little bit.
Yeah. And this seems like a trade you would talk to Luka about first, and that Luka would have to give the green light on before you do it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, odd one for sure.
Everything included, I'm okay with. Yeah, that's all I really want to talk about in the NBA today. I'm really not. God, the KP deal just really killed me, man. Montrezl Harrell.
I literally was just about to say Montrezl Harrell. We missed Montrezl Harrell.
Montrezl Harrell to Charlotte for seemingly nothing. Vernon Carey and Ish Smith.
Oh, we missed. Raptors got Thaddeus Young. Goran Dragic is going to get bought out by the Spurs. The Celtics got Derek White for Romeo Langford and Josh Richardson and a first-round pick.
Josh Richardson back in Texas. Eat my ass, Josh.
And a top 4 protected 2022 first-round pick for Derek White. That's kind of an interesting pickup by the Celtics. And then there's a big 4-teamer. It was the Bucks get Serge Ibaka from the Clippers. The Kings sent Bagley to the Pistons. DiVincenzo went from the Bucks to the Kings. The Pistons sent Josh Jackson and Trey Lyles to the Kings. And the Bucks sent Semi Ojeleye and Rodney Hood to the Clippers.
I think that's all around just a good trade for everybody.
Yeah, DiVincenzo to the Kings is interesting. The Kings get a lot of just depth players. The Bucks get a good, I don't know, was Ibaka playing for the Clippers at all?
I believe so.
But
and if not, then he's a good 3-and-D big that can help protect the paint, stretches the floor out until you get.
Yeah, he's just another Brook Lopez type.
Which is what they need because right now that center position is kind of looking rough for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but Bagley probably just gets to play in Detroit now because they suck.
Right. You get Cade and Bagley. Maybe you get Chet. Do you think this deters them from Paulo if they get the first pick?
I don't know. It's tough. The guard class this year is kind of rough. It's very forward heavy.
Right, which is they got Cade and Killian, which they seem to like. Even though Killian fouled out in like 16 minutes today, which is fun. Killian Hayes.
Killian Hayes fouled out in 16 minutes.
I think that was the stat.
Last night. Was it last night?
Killian Hayes fouled out in 12 minutes. Sorry.
12?
6 fouls in 12 minutes, going 0 for 2 from the field with...
Yeah, that man was there intentionally. He was intentionally put there to foul. For sure.
Yeah. I think Chet going to Oklahoma is my favorite, but I like Detroit. I don't think Isaiah Stewart's going to be your center going forward. He might be a good backup center, but I don't think he's the.
Yeah, he's the guy you keep around because he's a talented player, but I don't think he's like a
high energy guy. He's just a good guy to have on the bench, but I don't think you want a 6'8" center starting next to Killian Hayes. Or not Killian, next to Cade.
Yeah, the draft class will be interesting. I think this draft class is better than I think people give it for. It's pretty deep.
Yeah, I think
if your top three is Chet, Paolo, and Jabari Smith, like I think in that order, I'd probably go Paolo, Jabari, Chet, just based off of talent. I don't know.
Mark
Chet's
Cuban
interesting. Chet's interesting. I think people are overrating Jabari Smith a little bit. He's good, but I do think that there's a lot he can work on. Paolo, I feel like, is the most day one ready prospect. I feel like he's the safest pick.
Yeah. So Mark Cuban explains Mavs Kristaps Porzingis traded Wizards as a 2-for-1 at the NBA deadline. Mark, sell the team. Fuck you.
We traded.
Fuck you, Mark.
Traded one player to get two back. That's what we did. Okay, Mark. All right, Mark.
Yeah.
I love how the talk started with Mark Cuban was talking with Spencer Dinwiddie at like a digital art,
the NFT thing,
and a digital art museum.
You see my new Twitter profile picture?
I have not. I will look at it right
now.
Made
it today because I was so sad that the Mavs traded them, and I was like, I've got to do something to punch a wall.
Nice.
Thank you.
Nice.
And Jason Kidd, we trust.
Hey, Jason Kidd's proved me wrong already. We'll see what happens. Jason Kidd has proved me wrong already, so that's why I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I am going to give it time. I'm not going to overreact over one good game, and I'm not going to overreact over one bad game and be like, oh, yeah, I was right.
Yeah. I think it was
time. I will reevaluate at the end of the season. I feel like the end of the season is probably a good point for me to fairly judge it, unless it's really bad to the point where it's like completely obvious that it was a fucked up trade.
Yeah. You and I both were really thinking we'd go after Rashawn or Miles Turner because of the KP trade.
Yeah.
And they might have gone after him and they just didn't have enough to get them. As soon as they made the trade for Sabonis, I figured everyone was going to stay. As soon as they made the trade for Tyrese Halliburton, I was like, oh, okay, Miles Turner's going to stay. So, but I thought Mo Bamba
I feel
would
like
move.
Honestly, the Mavericks probably had to make this trade because they couldn't make a Miles Turner trade.
Who are your 5 players that are most surprising that didn't get traded? I'll go first. Eric Gordon.
Yeah, he's on my list.
At the time, I was really surprised Terrence Ross didn't get moved.
Yeah.
Another one is, oh God, what's his name? I thought Jeremy Grant was going to get moved.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
And I thought there wasn't a whole lot of talk around it, but I thought Yusuf Nurkic was as good as gone.
I thought Holmes was gone. I thought the Knicks might have tried to do something with Randall
or
somewhere
Kemba for that matter.
With Randall or Kemba somewhere.
Kemba starting tonight.
Joe Burrow named Comeback Player of the Year.
Wow. I thought that'd be the Dak Award, but I guess not.
Yeah. But hey, people forgot Joe Burrow tore his ACL.
True.
Yeah. Who else was I surprised it didn't get traded? Well, I guess you kind of can't say you're surprised Kevin Love didn't get traded because he's actually like an important part of the Cavs now.
Yeah, arguably the most important part of the Cavs. The Cavs bench.
Maybe kind of surprised. Maybe like PJ Washington didn't get traded or John Collins didn't get traded.
John Collins, I didn't believe the rumors on.
Holmes obviously didn't get traded.
Yeah. Luke Kennard was someone I thought might get
kind of
traded.
surprised the Lakers didn't do anything.
I don't think the Lakers.
I'm more surprised than just the Lakers didn't just do anything. There for some reason I was kind of feeling today was going to be like a 2018 Cavs kind of deadline.
Yeah.
Where it's like the Cavs just went for it. And we're like, all right, we're gonna get whoever we can get.
Well, is there an NBA team that would take Westbrook that it would
clearly seems like the Houston Rockets were willing to.
Why would the Houston Rockets do that deal is my only question.
I don't know.
To get the pick is the only thing I could think of. But yeah, just really good trade deadline. Just kind of sucks for me. Joel Embiid had the funniest tweet maybe of all time.
Yeah, Joel Embiid, insane tweet. My God. Kind of jealous.
Really didn't like that guy.
Kind of jealous that he was able to pull off such a banger, such an easy banger.
Yeah.
So easy.
So with this being said, the Mavs' number one priority in the offseason needs to be getting a big to protect the paint. How they're going to do that? Who are the upcoming free agents that are centers?
Yeah, that's great. I'm on Spot Track right now, so I can look.
I appreciate that.
Free agents 2022. Nurkic, DeAndre Ayton.
Nurkic, I'll make a run at. DeAndre
Montrezl Harrell, please no. Zubac.
I'll make a
Chris
run at
Boucher.
Zubac.
Mo Bamba, potentially. He's RFA.
100% make a run at Mo.
JaVale McGee is a UFA.
Fuck it. I'll take a run at JaVale McGee.
I
think that's the lowest I can go.
That's kind of it.
Okay.
Kind of it, really. And then like the veteran guys, I guess, like who even cares? Like LaMarcus Aldridge is out there.
Yeah.
Bring him home.
Good. Nope, I'm good.
Drummond.
I'll take Drummond.
Bol. Dwayne Dedman.
Bol got traded, feels like six times this year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very guard heavy free agent class next year. Wall, Westbrook, Beal, Kyrie.
Bree? Okay.
Zach LaVine.
How do you feel about universal DH?
Big fan. Thank goodness. The only thing that is going to make me mad about universal DH is now Cardinals fans are going to now absolutely want Albert Pujols back on the team. No, thank you.
Oh, I won our draft, by the way. Who drafted the best team?
Oh, nice. There you go.
I won.
There you go.
You got second, and Evan got one vote.
Nice. There we go. Thanks, guys.
I was pretty glad with how that graphic turned out. Not gonna lie.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Yeah.
W's in the chat.
Hopefully this episode will be out on Friday if you're listening to this. Hopefully if you're listening to this, it is Friday. But there will be like new graphics and stuff. I thought the first season looked fine, but I feel like it could have been a lot better.
I like the look.
It felt lazy to me. I feel like I could do a lot better. So new graphics will be coming to the Empty Stats podcast. And hopefully new stuff will be up on this wall by the next time the episode will come out. We'll see. I really hope we win this fucking game. God, if we don't win this game, we literally could not have gotten a better opponent than the freaking Bengals.
Yeah. All right. I think I'm going to call it. I don't have the heart to talk anything else.
Yeah, we're kind of dragging this thing on.
I didn't love KP as a player, but I liked him as a person. Seemed like a great guy. It's kind of sad to see.
Yeah, like I was really like, dude, trust me, I was really happy with how he was performing this year. And I was like, all right, like, the wait was worth it. I was like,
right.
It seems like we finally kind of we were just like on a roll. And it's like, it did hurt a little bit. I was in favor of trading him. I would have been okay trading him, but of course it did hurt a little bit when it did happen. It was like, oh wow, they actually did it.
I was
considering how excited I was when we got him too.
Right, so was I. God, I was pro.
Man,
trading
that
Brunson
sucks now. That's two failed trades that we've had now, Rondo and KP. But at least KP ended in a much better way than Rondo did.
Yeah, I'm not hating KP. I'm not gonna boo him when he comes back.
Yeah. I hope Mavs fans don't boo KP in
I don't think they have any
his
reason
return.
to.
I really hope they don't do that. It sucks the guy couldn't stay on the court, but he never was bad enough to the point of
booing.
Yeah. There's no point in that.
All right, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, guys. Episode. We appreciate it. New season. We're recording this on a Thursday. Obviously, our schedule last season was we would record every Wednesday, post every Thursday. By the end of the season, that was not true. I got pretty lazy by the end. I apologize. But anyway, so expect this to come out either Friday or Saturday before the Super Bowl. And then, of course, next episode,
same time.
You'll see me whether we won or lost.
At the highest or the lowest?
We'll see. We will see. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys follow us on all of our socials. The links will be in the description on our YouTube channel. New season. We're back. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.